guys, welcome to another Saddle with Sienna, and today is a doozy. This was my schooling day before the big mini trial, and as you can see, me and Chip were doing our dressage test before the show, just making sure we got it all memorized and stuff, and he was being actually even more frantic than on the actual show day. So he's supposed to trot that circle, as I don't know if you guys could tell, but yeah. He's rocking the orange though, and I really like how Chagrin does their schooling shows because you get access to the jumper, cross country, and the dressage ring, whereas some mini trials, they only allow you to do the cross country. And so I really like that I can take him in all three phases. I actually didn't have time to do the show jumping too, and he's already been cross country 3 times this week, and a dressage lesson. So we want to make sure there's some horse left for the big day. So this is our first jump, and we get over it just fine. He actually seems to jump everything that's cross country a bit bigger than usual. As you can see, I'm totally standing in my stirrups. Okay, here's the big moment. So we get over that jump just fine, and so then he starts to spook at something in the woods, and yeah, it just goes downhill from here. The really embarrassing thing was one of my old barns I used to go to for Western. My trainer was there, and so when this happened, they were all watching, and they all saw what happened. So yeah, I didn't tie my girth. And in fact, Chip ran right through the warp arena and almost ran over a bunch of kids I knew. And I felt so bad because, of course, it had to be me, the girl with the loose horse that was running like a nut job around the property. And I was kind of like in a daze. I kind of just like ran after him for a while. Not chasing him because he was already running without me chasing because he had a saddle by his side. And then our barn manager goes, "Come on, Sienna, get in the gator." I'm just like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to get in." And she's like, "No, get in the gator." And so I hopped into the gator, finally, after a little bit of persuasion. Everyone's like, "Are you alright?" I'm like, "I'm fine. I didn't tie my girth. It wasn't a hard fall, but I need to make sure he's alright." So he just got really, really freaked out by the saddle by his side. I don't blame him. It was really scary. I could feel myself going, though. And so I cut out a refusal here, but we did take another refusal on this part of the course. Once I got back on, so we actually ended up doing a very controlled canter back up to the cross-country course because we were wasting a bunch of people's time, so I had to get back because I was with a group, and so me and my trainer cantered up to there. It was kind of like a nice moment with my trainer, though. And yeah, so I'm just showing him the wood area behind there, and he seems to be doing fine with it. But yeah, we're going to go straight back to this, wipe that bad memory out of his brain. And this is my biggest concern for the mini trial, is the orange, vertical. I don't know the official name of it, but we've been having trouble with it every time we go out. Like, I don't think we've ever jumped it first try. And so it's kind of been a problem for us, like a big problem. And so this time, though, he goes over it just fine. And then he's fine with the tree line. And so he's still a little bit frantic and running. And so I don't know what he saw there. Okay, this is all in one go. So I did go to this fence, but I cut out a bunch of him spooking at the tree line. So yeah, we're going to go up this hill now. And we never have trouble with this hill, it seems like. I've never had trouble with this hill. At least going up it. He always goes up it just fine. I think it's like an appealing fence. He just feels like he can't run out when he's going up a hill. And so he gets a nice stride to it, jumps it pretty nicely, and we're off through the forest now. And so now we are back here. I love how luscious and green it is back there. So that is very lovely. And we are just trotting into this fence. He's got his ears locked on, so I know he's going to jump it. Wrong lead, but what's wrong in the field anyway? So I bring him back, and you're going to start to see a lot more people because people start showing up, even though I came at 11 o'clock, which usually isn't that busy. And I came with some friends in the evening, and it was absolutely packed. We were also having like a little barbecue party in our pavilion. So the best times to go is the morning because nobody's there. And it's really great, although I came there at 11, and cuz Chip had our little malfunction of tack, aka I didn't have my girth, we didn't get on the cross-country course till 12 because I did my dressage test. And so, yeah, wasn't a good look for us, that's for sure. So he actually locks onto this blue fence, as you see. And they're like, "No, buddy, we're not going to that one." So he looks away from it. But I kind of was freaking out because he wasn't going too fast. Oh, boy. Yeah, he sped up to that fence. But it felt like he was really actually going to pull me towards that fence. And I was like, oh no, he's going to jump it. No, 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 no. This is not happening. The footing was churned up. The footing was absolutely terrible. Because it had rained 2 nights before. And so we were trying to be very conservative with his jumping. Jump the course once. If we have to, go back in school like 1 or 2 fences. If we absolutely had to. So, yeah. We were trying to be very conservative with how we used Chip. And so now we're going to canter into this. And I really, really love this. I saw this stride and I was like, oh, we're going to go for it. Yes, yes, I see the stride. I see it. And then I'm like, jump. You can just see that little nudge with my foot and he absolutely takes off. It was such a good stride. I was so happy with it. I felt like a real venture. Again, I see a really nice stride to this one too. I know it's a trot fence, but he took up that canter stride and he just took off at the perfect time. Down the hill, finally trotting down the hill because usually we end up cantering because I just can't get this pony under control. And we trot this little fence. With the scary witch I thought you'd be afraid of, but we found out last time he was not afraid of it. He jumped it beautifully. And then we're cantering in. Nice little fence. I actually had to come, that was when I didn't, because there were people just like walking in front of it. Which I was just like, I know it's a schooling day, and I know we're not all on the same page, but I kept on yelling, telephone, 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 and they did not care. And so right here, he always gets a little bit hot. And so I'm trying to hold him back because I see his stride, but eventually I just let him take it. And he doesn't take the stride I wanted, but oh well. So now we go to the log. That was a nice stride. And then he's just absolutely going for it. And we have a refusal again. And this time I almost fell off, but I cut it out because it wasn't that interesting. He just swerved in front of the fence, really. But we were really going for it. And so this time I feel him lock on, and he just goes for it, and he's fine. Once he's seen the fence, he's okay. We have a stop, though. So now he sees it. I'm trying to hold him back for the stride I want. And then I see a stride, and I let him go. And we get a really good stride to it. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure that you guys come check out my mini trial video once it's all done, because it was a very interesting mini trial and I was quite surprised by our results. I was very, very proud of him, and he just did really good. Like, he was such a good pony for it. So I was very proud of him. This was a great lesson, although it might have been a little bit humiliating for me because I knew a lot of people there, and that was just a dumb thing for me to do because that was totally on me. It had nothing to do with Chip. It had nothing to do with anyone but me. So, yeah. Because I can't blame it on anyone because I tightened up my own girth. It's not like I have a groom doing it for me or anything. So, yeah. That was my fault, but it's going to be interesting. And make sure you like and subscribe so you guys can see that video. And thank you all for watching.